Well, this is the culmination, really, of a 6-week battle between Peloton Interactive, the company that floated on the stock market a year or so ago and has achieved cult status, really, with a lot of investors and followers, and the Consumer Product Safety Commission, which is the main watchdog in the United States, responsible for overseeing businesses that sell items to the public. Now, what happened on the 18th of March was that Peloton admitted, as you say, that a child had been killed following an accident with one of the treadmills. But they refused to instigate a product recall. They also quibbled very, very publicly with the regulator, the CPSC, about the number of incidents that had been involved. The CPSC made clear that they thought there had been around 70 incidents or injuries involving the Tread Plus. And right throughout this whole saga, Peloton have said that was misleading and inaccurate. And they were playing down the number of incidents that have been involved in an attempt to see off a recall. Well, today they've caved in and said that there will have to be a recall, so the product can't be sold to the public anymore. Now, interestingly, this is not a cheap item. It retails in the United States for around $4,295, around £3,103 in this country. It was sold, as you were saying earlier, by invitation only to members of Peloton. It has some 3.1 million members right around the world, and so it's really not very clear just how many people have bought this piece of kit. As I say, it is not a cheap piece of equipment, and it's also not known how many of them are on sale in this country either. Bear in mind, this is an American product recall. Since then, the company has been besieged by lawyers trying to instigate class actions because it's had an impact on the share price. And I can tell you right now, Peloton shares are down by some 6.5% following this news, which, as I say, represents something of a capitulation to the regulator responsible here. Now, interestingly, if you dig around, there are quite a lot of accidents that involve treadmills, not just the Tread Plus. As I say, this is a particular incident that involved one child, of whom little is known, by the way, other than a report that was in the New York Post a short while ago, which said that the child involved, the injuries were very unusual. That was highly unusual. That was the terminology that this source to the New York Post used. But I can tell you the statistics on treadmill injuries in 2018-19 alone in the United States, there were some 17 deaths as a result of treadmills, not the Peloton Tread Plus here, but all treadmills. And during that period, 22,500 Americans had to visit accident and emergency as a result of misuse of a treadmill. So it's a grown-up piece of kit, needs to be taken seriously. But as I say, this is a major capitulation on the part of Peloton Interactive. The statement from the chief executive, John Foley, says the decision to recall both products was the right thing to do for Peloton's members and their families. I want to be clear, Peloton made a mistake in our initial response to the Consumer Product Safety Commission's request that we recall the Tread Plus. We should have engaged more productively with them from the outset, and for that, I apologise. Today's announcement reflects the recognition that by working closely with the CPSC, we can increase safety awareness for our members. So a major climb down from Peloton. The shares are falling, as I say, by some 6.5%. And that statement really does look like a bit of an attempt, belatedly, to cover the company's backside with the regulator.